This video is brought to you by VirtualShield. VirtualShield is an easy-to-use VPN designed to protect all of your devices. It'll encrypt all of your web traffic, protect your identity, and even change your location. VirtualShield is the world's most user-friendly VPN, and you can try it free for 30 days. Link in the description.
Apple last night removed the entire library of Alex Jones's podcasts from their store. And then we've seen throughout the day, actually, tech platforms just basically remove Alex Jones from their websites. Then Facebook came out this morning, and actually really early in the morning, and they said that they had unpublished InfoWars and other pages associated with Alex Jones. Now we're just kind of seeing other tech platforms, small ones even, just dissociate with Alex Jones.
Obviously, what he spews is hate and it's abhorrent, but how many folks are on the other side saying freedom of speech?
And they only actually took action after weeks of media pressure.
What's happened to Alex Jones in the last few days is sickening. Major social media platforms and other various websites have in near lockstep erased his content and issued permanent bans. So far, he's been banned by YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Pinterest, LinkedIn, MailChimp and YouPorn. Yes, YouPorn. I'm not sure what he had on YouPorn, but it's gone now. The only notable platform that hasn't followed the trend, for now, is Twitter. Its chief Jack Dorsey tweeting, "We didn't suspend Alex Jones or InfoWars yesterday. We know that's hard for many, but the reason is simple. He hasn't violated our rules. We'll enforce if he does, and we'll continue to promote a healthy conversational environment by ensuring tweets aren't artificially amplified." Look at the start of that tweet. "We didn't suspend Alex Jones or InfoWars yesterday. We know that's going to piss a lot of people off, but let me explain why we didn't." Twitter doesn't suspend Alex Jones or InfoWars on most days. Why would it be hard for many if he didn't get suspended yesterday? And why would Jack feel the need to explain why Alex Jones wasn't suspended yesterday? It almost sounds like Jack changed some plans at the last minute. Truth is, we've been terrible at explaining our decisions in the past. We're fixing that. We're going to hold Jones to the same standard we hold to every account, not taking one-off actions to make us feel good in the short term and adding fuel to new conspiracy theories. If we succumb and simply react to outside pressure, rather than straightforward principles we enforce and evolve impartially regardless of political viewpoints, we become a service that's constructed by our personal views that can swing in any direction. That's not us. Accounts like Jones's can often sensationalise issues and spread unsubstantiated rumours, so it's critical journalists document, validate and refute such information directly so people can form their own opinions. This is what serves the public conversation best.
Twitter's explaining why it has not kicked off InfoWars' Alex Jones after Facebook, Apple and Spotify have banned him, and Google's YouTube has terminated his account because of violations of the company's terms of service.
What about Twitter? What are they doing about Jones?
That's a question that a lot of people want answered.
Now, Twitter's in focus today because earlier Jones responded to being banned from Apple and others in a live broadcast on Periscope. That's the live streaming service which is owned by Twitter.
Twitter, however, does remain one of the last platforms still standing. A spokesperson for Twitter says InfoWars is not in violation at this time of their company rules. We're going to continue to follow, but some of you say, hey, Twitter, they've got screwed up policies and need to make the changes when it comes to Jones as well.
Twitter saying that InfoWars and its accounts aren't currently violating its rules, saying that if the company is alerted to content that violates its rules in the future, it will take action.
And we just checked, and no, it is still up. In fact, it looks like it's grown from yesterday, with Twitter saying that his accounts don't violate their rules. And while Apple has banned Jones on their podcasts, they still allow users to download his InfoWars app.
What a bunch of low-life cunts, nipping at Twitter's heels like that to fall in line and unperson Alex Jones like everyone else. Now, the interesting thing about all these bans is that nearly every one of these platforms cited hate speech as one of the main reasons, if not the main reason for the ban, but none of them are pointing to a specific example of this hate speech, and it's such a vague, undefined term that nobody can be sure if they're guilty of it. I mean, I thought hate speech was the direct incitement of violence against another person, but I haven't seen any examples of Alex Jones doing that. I have seen people on the extreme left suggesting that people should go out and punch people that they consider to be Nazis, and nothing seems to happen to their accounts, so I wouldn't have a fucking clue what hate speech is.
I think you're fucking dumb.
Now, there seems to be this idea in the mainstream media that Alex Jones had his accounts banned as part of a push against fake news.
Several top tech companies have recently limited Alex Jones from spreading his conspiracy theories online, but not Twitter.
Apple, Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube all have removed InfoWars and its creators' content from platforms in various degrees. It's all in an effort to stop the spread of misinformation.
Giving people like that a platform is dangerous. And we are watching things unravel before our eyes, even the value of the truth.
That's such diseased thinking. It's such offensive thinking.
The value of the truth. From my perspective, there's only one person qualified to be the arbiter of truth, and that's me. I'm sure every one of you feel the same way, that you're the arbiter of truth, not me. Now, I'm not an Alex Jones fan. I mean, I piss myself at the memes, but I don't take anything he says seriously. I think he's full of shit. But why should he be shut down for being full of shit? Tim Pool said it best in a video he published yesterday.
The problem is, if we ban fake news, what we're essentially saying is if you're too stupid, or if you're actually crazy, you don't get to use these platforms. I understand no one has a right to these platforms, but we do have a right to free speech. We do have a right to participate in public. And this is one of the biggest problems now, because public discourse is on private platforms. And if they can remove you, they can determine that because of your politics, you are not allowed to participate anymore. So let's not hand over control of our public discourse to private companies any more than we already have. But you know what? It's too late. We did.
I think social media is at a crossroads between platform and publisher. They enjoy the legal immunity of a platform, and they get to be somewhat selective when it comes to content, just like a publisher. Only they can't outright admit that. Instead, they use this broad, undefined term, hate speech, when removing content they don't like.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Zuckerberg, welcome. Thank you for being here. Mr. Zuckerberg, does Facebook consider itself a neutral public forum?
Senator, we consider ourselves to be a platform for all ideas.
Let me ask the question again. Does Facebook consider itself to be a neutral public forum? And representatives of your company have given conflicting answers on this. Are you a First Amendment speaker expressing your views, or are you a neutral public forum allowing everyone to speak?
Senator, here's how we think about this. I don't believe that there is certain content that clearly we do not allow, right? Hate speech, terrorist content, nudity, anything that makes people feel unsafe in the community. From that perspective, that's why we generally try to refer to what we do as a platform for all ideas.
Let me try, just because the time is constrained. It's just a simple question. The predicate for Section 230 immunity under the CDA is that you are a neutral public forum. Do you consider yourself a neutral public forum, or are you engaged in political speech, which is your right under the First Amendment?
Well, Senator, our goal is certainly not to engage in political speech. I'm not that familiar with the specific legal language of the law that you speak to, so I would need to follow up with you on that. I'm just trying to lay out how broadly I think about this.
Well, Mr. Zuckerberg, I will say there are a great many Americans who I think are deeply concerned that Facebook and other tech companies are engaged in a pervasive pattern of bias and political censorship.
Now, it's vital to their ongoing existence that these social media platforms continue to be considered platforms because of the obvious impracticality of being considered publishers.
If Twitter is supposed to mediate the comments, Twitter's an unsustainable business. I mean, God knows, there are 5-10 million tweets a day. Every one of them under an editorial policy would have to have an eye cast on it by a Twitter employee to approve it before it goes up.
Anyway, I hope Alex Jones gets his accounts back, because I don't think he did anything to warrant losing them. If you want to stay up to date with this saga, I recommend keeping an eye on either Tim Pool or Styx Hexenhammer. I'll see you later.